right off the bat goes into the commissioner's office. I got 3 pair.
I wonder how you explain that one.
Now, let me tell you this.
Because in
How
order
big
for
a
the
shoe
commissioner
might
to
be?
allow Equitable to do this, they have to pay for it, will have to pay for it.
I saw him in the CI League too. He moved her over and said that. You know who they had?
Sandy, we all have to do this in 10 minutes.
See what they're doing, you're talking about the 10,000 plus all the 1,000 for each game for each player, plus the expenses and what have you. They're gonna write it all off.
I have the same bounce up here she has.
For the players, I'm sure he's probably doing the same thing. I don't know. They've already made a commitment to play the games, so I think we gotta have it sort.
You get your...
Oh no. Give me one, Ernie. Good job. Okay, Ernie. Ernie. Better. Come on, Ernie. Come on. No.
Hey, Ernie, have a board of
All you guys up here messing with me. Come on out here, man. This is important. Come on, Bob. Hey, Spunny. Get all the guys out here.
Hey, Duke.
Duke.
All right. The bank's showing up.
What do we got to do?
No, it's not.
No, you guys stay over there. This is
The year
the
2000.
old timers brain. Okay, here we go. Everybody's here. Everybody's here. Oi! Oi! Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go. We gonna talk? Marvin, where are you? Come here, right here. Hurry up. They want to talk. Ernie! Back! This meeting we're going to have, you guys are all familiar with this thing that Ernie ran. Our clear association, so I think we're going to have a meeting. We should have him here and let him declare whether we're going to have that opposition or not, or whether we're going to keep doing it. Everybody for that?
We don't hire you as a guy.
Ernie went in 4. Or it should not be in the year's off.
We're going to have pictures. Let's go, Johnny. Let them talk pension on that. Yeah, they're all talking about the pension.
Mercedes 190. You guys' name?
Ball, Duke. Let's hit the ball.
Room number. On the drill piece.
I can touch my toes 10 times.
Just one.
Hey, bring it down. How'd you run that?
What is that? Is that a crumb?
You got it down.
I can do that, right?
Did you? Whoever's sitting over in front of the room? Still over there?
He's gonna smile now.
139.
But I think we should have him over there.
Look up though. Hold on, I want to get a picture of him smiling.
Look up.
Lou?
Up those things. 30,000 balls of this. You're going to have guys against anybody. Yeah, sure you will.
Hit the ball like Frank Robinson standing.
What do you want now?
Frank.
How you feel? Hey, I feel good. What do you want? Stop hugging me like that. Somebody's going to think something. If you do that, I'm from California, you know. Look out. We gonna win the game? No.
Hey, Al? We didn't get a picture. What? Can I get one more picture, please?
No, you're getting to be a pain in the ass.
I know.
It's my fault.
He didn't take it.
Oh, you didn't take it right?
But he's not the real
Hey, I got one. Thanks.
You push halfway.
What field we pick? One.
Where's the Duker go? Duke left. There you go. He's ready. Enough of this.
Eric, you've done this, haven't you?
Yes.
What you look like?
She didn't do it.
You don't try anything. When you're with me, you either do it or you don't.
Is that the 2-pounder, the 4-pounder, or the 6-pound? I used to say Hawkins at the radio. Hawkins works out with the 6-pounder. You know Tommy Hawkins, what's the radio station? He's an incredible shot.
Yeah. Then I go play those old timers games, and you know, out in Arizona,
Albuquerque and San Antonio and you better make sure you got the right route ready.
Yeah, I know they're out. If they're going to be in there, then why the hell don't you tie everything together and you got to build in for something?
30 years.
Well, I got to build it.
How many? 30. 31.
But the thing, like I was telling him, that I talked to the sensei.
Sandy arrived.
Now they went back to 1970 for all this new Gibson cards, right? So any of us before 1970, we got what, a 30% rate. I said, you can't tell me that.
Right. I can't even get anything. Since we got a half an hour to talk about sliding, and I think we'll discuss sliding, then we'll go into the routine of 1 or 2 slides. 1. Yeah. I probably am not going to tell you anything you haven't heard before in sliding. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Well, sliding is pretty much like base running, like hitting. There's something called balance you must use. When you have a good balanced slide, your hands are off the ground and never touch the ground. Most runners, as they approach the base, has a tendency to turn their body in order to make a slide, and they turn to the side. And when you do that, your hand has to go down to brace yourself. And when you do, and this is where you get the jam elbow, the strawberries, and all those things that are associated with sliding. The knees jam the ground. We get a little bruise on our knees. The next day you can't bend your knee, it's sore. All because we turn our body too quickly. We turn it for the real reason of breaking your forward speed. In sliding, you want to start out by executing it as though you were doing a handshake. When you walk up to a person and shake his hand, you're really facing him head on. You really don't turn to the side to shake a man's hand. But sliding the same way, you approach the base, you approach it straight on. And we were going to talk about the straight in slide and the bent leg slide, and that would prevent one from putting down his hand to stop the slide. Sometimes you get a jolt through the shoulder, and it would give you more confidence within your own slide. There are basically 3 kinds of slides. There's the hook slide, which is exactly what it says, is a hook into the bag. The body does not go straight at the bag, it's off to the right or to the left, and you hook the base with your foot. On this particular slide, your body is exposed to the ground over a long period of, distance to the base, which is sometimes 12, 14 feet to get there. And so all this side of you, whichever leg you're using, is exposed to the ground. Straight into the base, you approach the base. The bent leg straight in slide is one where you bend the trailing leg, the one you're going to slide on. That hits the ground. It's the calf of your leg that you slide on. If your hands are in the air and you reach out as though you're shaking hands with someone, this part of your body would never touch the ground. And I've used it for a number of years. Early in my career, I just tried all the hook slides and the fadeaway and the diving in, and I had all kind of bruises. One day I got wise because I couldn't slide anymore on there. It was sore. I went in with the handshake, and then suddenly I never need another pair sliding pads ever. My last 10 or 12 years, I didn't have sliding pads. Never had a knee. Never had a strawberry. All because you were using the calf of your legs. And that became the cushion by which you went across this turf on. And on the bent leg slide, the pop-up slide, or the straight-in slide, they're all the same thing. The body of the calf of the leg is only exposed to the ground no more than 6 to 8 feet, and perhaps less. But I'm going to try to demonstrate it with you, Dean, and you hold your hand out. I'm going to shake your hand as I come in. You can see it. The bent leg slide is like such. This is a bent leg slide. This foot is up. This comes in, and you can see if I'm balancing myself now. My hand is out here. The shoulder is protruding, and if you jam it at all, it pops through. You can be hurt like this. The hook slide is pretty much the same thing, but it's just the opposite. Here I am again, same way, except this now is exposed to the ground, so is this. The pop-up slide, when you get good balance and your hands are up, and remember, if you use it as though you were a fighter protecting yourself, and this is how you're going to be. When you're like this, you're riding on the calf of your legs because your minimum will take you up to here. And you reach out and you shake hand, you come right up. Because what happened, when this foot gets to the base, you hit it, the force from your body automatically bring you up. They call it the pop-up slide. But you actually have a choice. You can do that, or you can do that and stop, and you're going straight for the base. You can either slide for the inside corner or the outside corner. And from this pop-up slide, which is the basic slide, you can also turn this into a hook slide. You start out, you see the infielder come along, you throw out this leg, and you're there. Same difference. Because for some unknown reason, the infielder goes after the leg that he sees moving. So you got this one up, and you slide it out, all of a sudden you're into a hook. That's what I meant by the variation of slides. And the basic slide is really the pop-up slide, the bent leg slide, whatever you want to call it, and the hook slide. And then you got the head first. But I think the one we want to deal with here primarily would be the pop-up slide. Now, I haven't hit the dirt in 10 years. So to give you an example of the pop-up slide, I want you to pay attention to the hands because this is an important part of it. And sliding, one has to be a little brave when you first come out here because you run towards this bag and you're not so sure where do I start this slide. And that indecisiveness causes you to sometimes to come up and go, oh boy, and now you get one of these. What happened? My knee hit the ground. Okay, I thought the grass sting would tell me exactly what happened. Not only that, I jammed the ground here and now I got a sore wrist. That force jolted through the shoulders. I got now you're looking for the trainer. Now, not only that, this foot jammed the bag, and so did this one. And now my ankle, which is where this thing hit, and the force went into the ankle, now I got a bruise on the ankle. I come up walking like this. Oh boy, you know, what happened to you? Well, all because I was indecisive as to where to slide. You like to start your slide about 12 feet away. Let me give you what big league players do. Even today, they make this approach to this bag, and they start to run, they get to the bag, and they go, uh-oh, and they turn out here to make this slide. And sometimes you see a guy, you know he's going to be safe, and then all of a sudden he doesn't get there. All because he turned his body. But what you really want to do is come in just a slide, and I'm there. That was a pop-up slide. I was riding the calf of my leg. Because of lack of speed, my butt hit the ground. But that's the only part of you going to hit the ground. So if you want to put a pad back there, go ahead. At least it's a cushion. And that's the pop-up slide. And I'm going to try to shake hands with Dean on this one. Come up to the bag. And he's going to reach out as though we were shaking hands. And I come right on up. That's the bent leg slide. It's a very basic slide. If you don't ever know how to slide, use the bent leg slide because this one's going to be on the ground, the front one's going to be in the air. Never try to slide on a bent leg slide with this foot close to the ground. You want it up. The only person going to scream going to be the infielder. Right. And all you're saying is get out of the way because this foot comes for the bag. He respects that. As long as you don't come up here with it over here. And you can't when you come in a straight in, because if you do this, the whole body turns. And you get one of these kind of slides. But basically, it's the bent leg slide you want to perfect. And don't be overly concerned about the fact that you can only slide on one leg. I've only, all the years played the game, I slid only on the right leg. Somebody said, why do you go on that side? I said, I don't want to. No. But there are players who can perfect both sides. I went for one because the infielder, as a rule, will respect you. They respect the spikes, and they respect this bag here. As a runner, you respect that bag. It's 3 inches high. It doesn't move. It's your protection from the infielder taking a ball like this and coming across with his knee to block you. So we all have a mutual respect for that bag. If you try to keep your hands in the air, and one of the best ways of making sure your hands are always in the air, pick up a little dirt, put it in your hands. Nobody slide with their fists on the ground. This would help you to remind yourself not to put your hands on the ground. But the balanced straight in slide, again, do not turn the body. Here I come again. I did not turn the body. And straight up. Runners. Big legs today come in like this. Oh, that looks good. Look great. And we looked at on the TV and we said, boy, that was a beautiful slide. But my momentum on that slide will actually go in that direction. The hand went down. I could not have shaken hand with Dean at all. Now I'm exposing the body, the knee going to get it, because I'm going one direction, force is going here, and I give it another direction. And then suddenly, I get the body turning. And once you do that, and you get tagged at the same time, you have no control. The other one is pretty much, we have a tendency not to be able to judge where we are on this base. And the reason that is true, most runners, Dean, walk up to that base. Most runners, when they get a lead, the lead is predicated upon the presence of that fielder. We get a lead, we look around us and look right at the fielder. We don't see the base, we look right at him. We associate the base with him. Now if Neil backs away, Dean backs away, I now got to look down, I got to find that base. And because we associate that, when he's running in for that base, particularly in these infield and the guy's faking your back, he's farther away by the time you drop your head to look for the base. And then you make this mad dash for the base and you start to slide and you're on top of the base. Because we're associating his distance with what we last saw. So it becomes very important that when you're taking a lead from this base, you look right at the base. This is the thing I'm going to. Now I should care less where Dean is when I see him from my eyesight, because when I look down, I want to look at that base. And so I know I got to step from here. This is the only time you might use that fadeaway slide, because you're coming in here, and I'm there. It's still the same different. Here I am again. My hands didn't go to the ground. But at least, if I hit this base and that foot went over, I still got a chance to come in here. And you can do those things when your lead is based upon where the base is. Mike, you want to try a shake hand slide? About 2 steps an hour.
If I try to slide, all I do is fall.
Yeah, you fall because you're not so sure. I saw you running the other day, and you were indecisive about sliding home plate. And you could have.
I slid at home plate 2 years ago, and all I did it was just
dropped.
dropped.
Right.
No.
Right. Right. Because you had made up your mind to drop.
Well, I was gonna hook slide.
Okay, whatever, whichever way. But the fact is that if you had been using the bent leg slide, which I'm going to be going just this fast right here. If I want to bent leg slide, right? It's a drop, but you're still coming down on this. So you really one doesn't have to have a burst of speed for the for the bent leg slide. The hook slide, yes.
All right, well, that's trying to hook the right.
Right. Okay.
Are you trying to come in, basically sit, and then bring your arm up and come up, or do you get down a little lower with the rest of your body?
You're coming down the bent leg slide. Remember, when you go airborne, this leg began to bend, right? Yeah. Now, the step is you're going to go airborne on this leg anyway, because here we go. You come off the right leg if you're right-footed. You come off the left if you're left-footed. And you bend accordingly, because this is the leg you're going to get on. I'm left-footed. I want my left foot out there. So when I start airborne, it's on, and I start to bend this one. But my hands are balanced. Remember, they said in football, the guy's shoulder is square to the line of scrimmage. And sliding, your shoulders are square to the base. If it's not square to the base, you're off balance. You're going to get all these type things. What the hell is that?
Right foot.
All right, you're going to be coming off your left foot into right. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. That's all right. All right. A little more. Hold it right here. What do you see he's not doing? He's not bending the leg, right. Now, but he's bending it straight. If you were going to leverage and make a good leverage throw, you would throw it this way. All right, I come in here, and I'm going to come off this foot, but once I get up in airborne, I'm going to turn it to ride it. Right now, you got both your feet out in front of you. You hadn't had one behind you yet. The bent leg slide. And you were like this. Get out of here. One more time. Remember, don't be afraid to bend that leg. Don't be afraid to bend it. Because
I think I'm going to bend this one, to tell you the truth.
It doesn't matter.
Even though I'm right-footed, I'm going to bend the right foot.
All you want to do is land here because you're landing here.
Right.
But don't go too fast now. You can do it almost walking through it. All right. Well, what he also did, he did the stutter step, and he actually put this foot down. Yeah, he put this down, and it sort of bounced a little bit. Neil? I would. 8 feet. Anything less than more than 5. You don't know anything until you get there. All I want, put something in your hands, whatever it is. Ball. Oh, I got it. And then you're going to shake hand with me, shoulder square to mine. Okay. A little bit, but you jumped into the base. Let's start to slide right about here. You want to hit the ground right about there. And I don't care if you do a stutter step to get to the ground about there. Okay, again. Turn around. All right. You really jumped into the ground. No, because you... All right.
Just to keep your butt up and land on
Now, let's try it again. Now, Neil, you were halfway there, but something is happening between you and here about this front foot. If you're aware of the fact that the front foot can never touch the ground prior to getting to that base, you're all right. Somehow you've been going to into the slide, but you're like this. This is bouncing on you for some reason. The moment you put this leg up, you're going to be here. In fact, forget about the shake hand. Just come in like that.
Are you on your back or are you sitting up a little bit?
When I came in, I was riding here. I was always setting up.
You're sitting up a little bit.
Yeah, but you can also come in the other way. You can lean back that way.
You don't put the left hand down. I think you have square shoulders.
All right. Square. Square.
There you go.
Okay.
You kept your shoulders square. That was nice.
Yeah, but he did make a little turn there.
Slide again.
One more time.
To the cameras, Neil.
You still got bacon on your toothbrush.
Square shoulders. Square shoulders. You're thinking square shoulders. You're going to slide about where that glove is anytime you're ready. Get that leg up.
Whoa.
He said that glove. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We haven't won a game yet.
Listen.
We're going to wear out the
All right. For the purpose of all of us who are going to be sliding one way or another, why don't we just sit down into this position and you get a better feel of it. Now. Straight up. And it is pretty. And remember, my hands represent the force of that bag that's going to pull you up. All right. If you were sliding with any force at all, this is going to be riding the ground. This knee would be up. This foot would be slightly up, slightly bent here.
Oh my God! Don't come.
And there you are. And now, the moment hold it up there, real quick. Now reach out for me and foot the ground at the same time. That's the base. That's what happened to you. Dean, you need to have this left foot a little further here. Now, your shoulder's not square to me, so therefore you're really fighting your own weight. A little more. Your shoulder not square. A little more upright. Now hold your hand straight up. Now lean back a little bit. Now bend this leg slightly. A little more. Get it up. Up high. Get it off the ground. All right, now right there. If I grab your hand, you should come up. But you came up off the back leg. You see, yeah.
Bringing a lot of
Let's see. All right. Larry, basically bend that front leg a little more. No, not that one. Yeah. Now bring the other one out just some more. Right there is pretty much a good slide, because when you reach for me and drop this leg, you should be able to come up with relatively ease. So this base represents the same thing. Hit it, and the force bring you straight up. A little more this way. About there. You got to tough it because your body is a little off-center, right? Okay, now, if you were sliding, right now, you would be off balance. And you still turn somehow, you're on one cheek, you're not on both of them. There we are. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, right. And now if I reach for your hand, this is up. It comes straight up. No, but it's pretty easy. You can hold it up, but let's bring this one up, right? The bent knee slide. That knee, the leg is bent just about at the break of your knee.
Expose himself this way from an angle.
That's why they turn the other way and they give you this knee. Yeah.
So you have to decide whether, like, on the play, ball is hit, where the ball is coming in.
Well, let's say I hit a ball to right field.
Okay, so it's going to come in from the
It's going to come from right field, and this guy's going to come here because he can reach the ball quick and make the tag. So now on a straight in slide, you know that. The ball reaching over here, you're going for the outside part of that bag.
You're going for the
inside part.
left field side.
You're going to the opposite side where the infield is.
Where the ball is coming
Yeah.
in.
Now remember, there's not a lot of room here between these two things. What is that? But to the side. All you know, you want to go for the middle, but you see the guy's taking this away from you. You go over here. Either you're going to go with the hook slide here.
So try to just hit the edge of it on the inside part of it.
Yeah. But I still like the straight in slide because the hook slide says you slide 93 feet on a 90-foot run. Straight in slide says I get 90 feet, I got 90 feet.
Yeah.
That's running.
Would you watch one? I'll see if I can
Sure,
get that.
okay. Okay. You're still doing just a little stutter step, and that's causing you to be off balance just a bit. You're still doing the stutter step a little bit, but you're thinking about it. That's fine.
You want to come in right about
Yeah, right now, the way you're coming in, you're not going to hurt yourself.
getting more of this down.
More of that. That's because you okay. It's not a bad slide. But you find that right here, at least you're not getting it here. You're getting it just about there, which is where some cushion really is.
So I'm really still coming a little bit to my left and not getting
Yeah,
straight away.
yeah. But you're always going to have...
Pick it up, Jerry. See, you hit a ground ball. You don't stride in the game?
Huh?
You don't stride in the game?
I'm trying to keep from going out. I've been doing that, hitting the best foul balls I've ever seen, you know.
You think there's a chance as you cock the bat that you can just pick your foot up and set it right back down in the same spot?
I did that last year, helped. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to lift it.
Yeah.
And bring the hip over like
That's
like
it,
Tommy
just a
said.
little bit, yeah, just a little bit. As you get more power that way, you get more off your backside if you do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a little bit, not
And
very
that ball I
much.
hit that long one yesterday, I saw it on the tape. I didn't hardly, it was all arm and wrist.
Yeah.
There was no body in it. I said, gee, that's the longest ball I hit in a long time, and I didn't even. No, that's why I used to hit. You know.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
We're just fast learners, that's all.
I don't like that swing, but you go ahead if you're having success with it.
With the swing.
Yeah, because there aren't any flat-footed swingers that don't pick their foot up. Do something.
What
If
am I
you're
doing?
going
What
to
am I?
punch the bag, if you're
Yeah.
going to punch a punching bag or hit somebody,
Ready to go?
would you hit him this way? Would you hit him this way?
No.
Cock.
Yeah.
Cock it. Well, that's what you got to do with a bat.
So what I'm doing, I'm really not.
You're
caught.
just going right from here and hit.
That's the way it looked on the tape. Yeah. Just waved out it like I waved at that ball.
I'm not expecting home runs, but I expect
No,
the
but
ball
go
leave your bat.
Yeah.
Go a little bit. You know what I mean?
Only time I get that is when I
Right.
stick here.
Stick the field.
I'm still up down.
Step straight out. Straight out.
There's no ball there. No
All our
wonder.
feeders are gone.
I had a low IQ. When I went in the Army, they put me right in the infantry. I mean, the guy does that, put him up front.
How about the backhand in tennis?
Yeah. Oh, backhand is right
This
through
is
the
a
whole,
turn,
the whole
turn.
shoulder.
That's the way you're supposed to hit that ball. Same way. That's the way Chrissy does with that right-handed shot of hers.
She puts her body.
Sure. That's what you got to do.
Would you want this going into it? Like
Sure.
like as if I was a lefty hitting the back.
That's it.
You want me to
That's
do
it.
right
That's
with that
it.
shoulder.
Yeah, but not that low.
Not that low.
Yeah.
But that
That's
idea.
it. That's the idea. Right.
Keep my chin down too, huh?
It'll keep your chin down. It'll keep that foot from going over there.
Right.
That's it.
Felt better. Yeah.
No, he's not. Yeah.
Hey, Bob, you're good.
Bad ball.
Pretty good.
Way outside.
I just want to know if one of your guys are over there. Or you guys just think about releasing this
Whoa!
come to Benny.
I think you're a high ball hitter.
I'm probably going to be the best hitter you have out there.
You know you're not. Just a couple more.
That's all right. No,
home run.
Well,
Wild pitch.
I had a job with the Army for 3 years.
Why? Well, because outside he hit it back through the box. Let that first baseman worry about it. That's where I pitched him. I would start here and I just go up the ladder on him. I would get it out over the plate. Oh, on the cubby.
Get out over the plate. He hit a line drive back at me at the Coliseum one night. And I got the goddamn glove right here, and that son bitch hit right in the pocket.
Put that lineup back down. Put that lineup right back down where it was. Good, great.
Didn't you pitch him inside?
I tried after that. I did, yeah. I tried. He just beat on me like a tom-tom. You want to ask over T. Kelly?
I'll check with you.
Just hope that he didn't come back to me.
I threw him a slap out away from him, and he hit it to the left center, a line drive off the wall. That was the last time I ever pitched him out away. I said, if that had come back to the box, it would have killed me.
I'm not kidding you. He hit one off to me one night and died.
Hands.
And he took that and hit the corrugated wall in the back of our room and left straight away.
Hands go.
I said, I can't make a fucking better pitch than that.
Hands. Center that ball. Meet it, just meet it.
Over the scoreboard, and then the top.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
He hit the facade going up to the top of the seat with a line drive. I've never in my life seen a ball hit like that before. It was a hanging curveball.
Better!
Bob Gibson pitched a no-hitter against Pittsburgh. How did you do that with those hitters? They swing at everything, those Pirates.
That's how you did it, though.
What? Through balls?
Most of them are.
What, they up?
Up or down, doesn't matter. Just try not to throw as many strikes.
Clemente was there. He hit anything you throw. Clemente was there, yeah.
Clemente was there, yeah.
Clemente hit anything you throw up the plate, just about. You throw it outside.
Actually, Clemente had a blind spot on the outside part of the plate as long as you didn't get it any higher than here. If it came up a little bit, he'd kill you. But if you kept it down a little bit out there, he wouldn't hurt you. But as soon as you came up a little bit with it, he'd kill you.
Starger will kill you too. You throw that ball down.
Yeah.
Huh? Starger. Once you try to throw that ball down,
I pitch him just like I did in Cubby. I just know how to pitch.
Here you go, 20 more.
Give me about 6 more.
Sam Dean's another wild swinging pitch. Where you throw
You
him
can get a
up.
ball by him.
Huh?
You can get a ball by him. I don't care what you do. You can bounce it if you want. He's the swinger.
Pitch here.
I didn't try to worry about where to pitch him. I just tried not to throw many strikes.
Well, he's swinging.
Because he's swinging everything.
He's swinging everything come on his plate. You get it over. Hand. Bob.
He wants his own team.
Bob, you just get it over. We're going to hit it. You get it over, we'll hit it.
I had to throw. I didn't want to wait to throw. Wednesday to try to throw.
Because we really, as hitters, are dealing.
Logo that now they got a modern one. That seems a shame.
Come on, move. That goes hand. Allows you to wait on it.
Yeah.
Use those hands. That's it.
Get a glove on.
Better. Better look smooth, feel smooth. It's not a lot of hard work. When you go to bat 700 times, you still have energy toward the end of the year.
That's right.
Using the
You
hands.
conserve a lot of
Yeah,
energy.
yeah. But when you use your body, you really work at it. It's smooth, all hands and wrists.
That's why I hit on the left side because
Pitchers start getting weak by the middle of the year, and you just take it right off. Like batting practice for you. Around the middle of the year when they pitch 200 innings.
Oh, you're hitting.
Arms get tired, they start throwing that ball in there, they start ripping it.
You hit?
You gonna hit? You gonna hit?
helmet.
7.5. We got all
Four of us
kinds.
have good starts, nothing. It could still be nothing.
It's a tie. It's a tie. So
So, you know.
Did you find yourself pitching differently or letting down if you had a big lead?
Not early in the game, but toward the end of the game, you didn't so much let down as maybe what you did. A little different. Maybe you just try and throw the ball in certain locations, try and get guys to hit the ball, maybe try and keep the ball in the ballpark.
Hold even a small lead, then they really get tough.
Rhythm, timing. You know, it's something that sometimes you start the ball game, and, you know, you're just not all there today, but if you get a chance to stay out there long enough, your rhythm, you throw 100 pitches, all of a sudden you're getting used to it. So by then you start to get your rhythm.
When you see a guy doing that, he sure doesn't let down in late innings. He's just rolling. It's easy. It looks easy.
One quick question about your career. Your first 4 years you had average production, then all of a sudden your career took off. What changed that?
I had where if you got over $4,000 to side, you had to spend the next 2 years in the big leagues. I hadn't pitched in high school. I'd pitched 4 times in my whole life in a big league ballpark. 18 years of age. Yeah.
How much was your bonus?
4,000 and no, 8,000.
So it was over.
$8,000. I got actually what I got is I got $20,000 my first 2 years. The minimum salary was $6,000. So 6 for 55, 6 for 60, 56, and $8,000 in bonus. But that was to cover up college education. That ain't gonna happen today either. But
so at that point in your professional career, you just didn't have that much experience. So that was the reason.
Absolutely.
I thought there was something that all of a sudden took you off. You know.
No, well, you know, I grew up a little bit. You know, things
Totally.
changed, but I really had absolutely no chance to apply anything that you. You know, it's great. People can tell you things, but until you try it and find out whether or not it works, you're not going to learn.
Experience.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very good. Sandy, when you put your no hitters, did you get into that don't talk about it stuff? I mean, did that?
You knew about it.
Oh, sure. No.
But I mean, your teammates, though. I mean, I know. You didn't get into that sort of.
Base coach on the other club always say, "Hey, no hit."
Take a picture of me and the coach.
But
It's an electric shutter. You just
like
kiss it and it goes.
That's all. So
they're gone. You don't see that anymore. You know, what happens is the guy who says it doesn't want to say it simply because you expect guys to lose it. So when the guy does lose the no-hitter, you don't want to be the one who caused it
That's
to
right.
happen.
Just in case there's something to it, right?
Just in case he gets pissed off.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Did they have the wheels or just the arms?
They had the arm when I was here. That was better because you could kind of see what
When
was
you
coming
were here,
from.
they had that big rubber band.
They had a catapult.
You know that.
Didn't they use a catapult?
It was
A
almost
couple of
like
cavemen bent it down.
they had two big rubber bands about that big around on each side of it. They used to cock back and cock.
Oh, your ass, Bueller. Get out of here. What are you telling me?
It looked like a
Oh,
can.
you're terrible.
It looked like a can.
Why, was the guy have a slingshot or something?
Tank it up. How about that batting Tito with that arm on it?
Batting what?
Remember the batting tee used to have with an arm on it so you could ball in or out? How about the cricket tee? Basketball, you just throw the balls in.
Oh, yeah.
The car, yeah. You want to see the car? The car is a train.
I didn't get into that.
The time if Doc Winter had to run over your apartment to get you out of bed, you couldn't be back this time. It's the first time. They had to buy a machine for you.
I knew they were getting to the end of my career.
That's the most popular
That's
machine.
1956.
That's the most popular machine in the business now.
Lower back machine.
The electronic.
Yeah. And now they call them TENS units. Cleaned up a little bit.
I don't know what Doc Vincent and Wimmer did. You remember it. It's on over in Oklahoma City when Jake was coaching. I wanted to throw got a ball like that. Started to throw the ball first base. I started to throw it. The foot just slipped.
James.
Hurt a little bit.
Here, buddy.
Come on. First time I started. We leave the foot beneath the So I said, Jake, I'm going. He said, okay.
Say hi. Yeah, you gonna go shy? The man with the key.
Not a bit like your daddy.
Say hi. Yeah, say hi.
No way.
Like the baseball, huh? The ball?
I guess it's more.
Goes in the mouth and you sit there and cold, and they start to feeling you need too much. that mirror so you don't have to get a shot of that. So it's not but it's the big bad now.
Now what's get what?
Units are small enough you put in your back pocket. Have the electrodes on you and you just walk around in the dock and you walk around all day long with the machine on that.
I know it's still there. It'll always be there.
Sure.
For as long as it doesn't go out anyway.
That's what all mine by now. No more on the ground most of every day anyway.
That's right. The only thing that bothers me if I don't do my sit-ups.
We get closer every day. We're gonna win. And you know you have to cover the surface because anything's liable to happen. Just some keys that we talk about to our players on a major league level, minor league level, and the same thing that you guys can share with the young players, in the little leagues, 10, 12 years old. They can do the exact same things fundamental-wise. Okay, executing, well, we hope a little bit when some of the 10-year-olds get going throwing the ball around, but they still can start to learn those things at that stage. What we'll do today is just talk about between first and second. The principles are the same between second and third or third to home. The people may be different. If a pitcher picks a runner off at first base, a first baseman, once he receives the ball, has two things to think about. Either the runner's going to take off for second base, or the runner's going to concede to the fact he's going to be in a rundown and he doesn't go that fast and he gets himself halfway caught up in a rundown. Well, if a guy takes off and sprints to second base, you as the first baseman are naturally going to unload the ball. Your judgment's going to tell you, unload the ball to second as fast as you can. It's tough to catch a ball with two things coming at you. So we tell our players, everybody be on the same side of the baseline. And I'll just make my tag, much easier that way, doing it that way. Now, if a bad throw takes the first baseman to the outfield side, say the pitcher throws wild, the first baseman jumps up and he goes out here. I'm the infielder. I'm not going to come in over here now, because now we'll be crossing them again. I'll just stay in the outfield side of the baseline. So we're both on the same line. We'll never have to worry about crossing. That's really, really crucial. As a review, one, run the runner down, run him hard. Put your arm up, don't pump fake. Being at the other end, the key for him is to be about 2 steps in front of the bag, get your momentum forward. When you want the ball, you've got to call now. You've got to give yourself time to remember, I can't call now when the runner is this close to me, because it's going to take time for the ball to get to me. I've got to give myself, I tell the guys, you'd rather make a mistake and call it early than you would call it late. There's a picture, Pee-wee brought it up, there's a picture up at Dodger Pines Country Club of what Pee-wee said the greatest artist in a rundown play ever. Remember I told you about changing direction? He said Jackie Robinson was the finest at changing direction and staying in a rundown. There's a picture, and I see it every time I go in there, of 8 guys, 8 defensive men. One there, one here, one here, one there, and 4 at the other end, just the same, and Jackie Robinson in the middle, and he got out of it. If he's that talented, let's give him the base. I'll pick it up and hand it to him. So those are the little things you might want to suggest to the guys. And again, all those things I told you can be done by a little, by a younger player. All right, they get done by the older players. Our players do them for an hour, an hour a day. We review this stuff before we go base to base with other situations. Principles are all the same. As a pitcher, when your pitcher be a problem. And remember, you'll find out after you do a couple of these. When something breaks down, it'll be because something simple like you weren't on the same side of the baseline and a throw crossed the runner, and it gets really tough to catch. Or a guy pump fakes at you, and he handcuffs you. Okay, those are the little things that go an awful long way in the game. It can force some 4-out innings, and it can be awful tough to play when you have 4-out innings. Okay, what I thought we'd do is get a couple in. If I could have the pitchers go ahead to the mound, and if the outfielders grab a helmet and just go 50%, I see that somebody today said that's all I can get. And he said, if you go 50% over there and be the runner and kind of simulate being in a rundown, we'll be in good shape. I could have the middlemen up here, the first baseman down there, and we'll go ahead and give a shot at a couple of these. The bag, you work into the bag, and you work a step or two in front of the bag. Cut my distance down, okay? You don't want to cram it so tight that I can get by you. All right, so right in the area you're in right now. Okay, here we go. Just pick me off. All right, run in. All right. Got it. Hey, Kenny, start on this side of the mound. Start on the grass. You don't have to be all the way up there. Get your arm. Come on, go ahead. Get your arm. Run in. Now. All right, not bad. That's a tag. He not only tagged me, just knocked me over. Okay, here we go again. Come on, one of you guys. Yeah, go ahead. Run him. Now. Okay, now. Once you're the fielder and you release, you get rid of a ball, just get out of the play. Move yourself to the infield side and stay out of it. You got another man behind you. All right, here we go. Got it. Move off the mound. You got it. Beautiful. That a boy. Okay, Ira, here you go. Don't touch. All right. Keep moving. That's it. Here we go. Come on, Jay, stay in it. Now. All right. Go. The 8-man drill. Yeah, the 8-man drill. 8-man drill. Coming up.